Hi lovelies, welcome back to the channel. If you're still for the first time, you're welcome. My name is Isilona. Today's video is going to be a no makeup type of video tutorial where I'll be showing you how to achieve a natural looking face without doing too much. Okay, so this type of makeup is simply you trying to show up looking enhanced but not having now when it comes to makeup like this, I believe that makeup like this are suited for places like the gym. I mean, in the gym you're going to be sweating, you are expected to go there barefaced because of sweating and all of that. But then if you don't want to go barefaced, you don't feel confident enough to go barefaced in the gym, then a no makeup type of makeup is the best makeup to have on, because you look as natural as possible without the whole shebang on your face. And then when it comes to places like school, as a student, makeup type of makeup is also ideal because you want to look like you are in a school premises. You want to look like you are a serious student, a student who takes his or her education seriously. So you don't want to go to school with a shouty makeup, except you're going for a makeup competition, in my opinion. Also, places like the office, depending on your profession, you can also rock a no makeup type of makeup, because one thing with a no makeup type of makeup, apart from the fact that you look natural, you look a bit enhanced than your going out with your bare face, it also is very fast. It is quick, it is fast, and you look beautiful. We're going to talk about what we will be needing for this makeup, so get your paper and your pen and jot down the points. Okay, when it comes to a no makeup type of makeup, you don't need much, and I'm saying this because there are a lot of variations of no makeup type of makeup look that you have on the internet today. There are a lot. Whatever variation I'm going to show you is my own variation, what I feel I would carry or have on my face or rock if I was to have a no makeup type of look, right? So now, first of the things we'll need, starting with the things we'll need for our eyebrows, are our spoolie brush. That is very important. Apart from a spoolie brush, you would also need a brow pomade, a brow gel, or your lash glue. That is a non-negotiable. Another thing you'll be needing is a brown pencil. I would say a light brown pencil as opposed to a dark brown pencil, because we are going for a natural look, right? So that is what you will need. Another thing also you'll be needing is your foundation. So as opposed to cleaning up with your concealer, we're going to clean up with our foundation, because we want to look natural, not too shouty brows, right? So we're going for a natural looking brows. So we're going to use a foundation to clean up our makeup look. Another thing we'll be needing is going to be our setting powder, also our concealer, which I'll prefer a concealer that is a maximum of 2 shades lighter than your complexion for this type of look. Maximum 2 shades lighter than your complexion. You have your foundation, you have your blush, you have your overall face powder and your setting powder, as I've already said. Then you also have your setting spray, you have your black pencil, which you use for your waterline, you have your lip gloss. I would naturally go for a lip gloss as opposed to going for a lipstick for this look. But then if you're going for a lipstick, you want to go for a nude lipstick. Okay, so you have your lip gloss or lipstick, which should be between pink to a nude shade, so pink or a nude shade, or just a neutral lip gloss. That is what we're going to be going for. You also need your bronzer. You don't need your contour stick or a contour shade or a contour powder for this look, because having a contour powder or a contour shade tends to make the look more sculpted, and it shifts it from being natural to looking like you have your face being bit completely, and we're not going for that. Also, you'll be needing your mascara. There are no lashes, just your mascara is important. I think another thing that will be important are your brushes that you use. Your brushes, your beauty sponge or beauty blenders. Those are the other things that will be needed for this look. A primer, if you may. A primer is also important, as well as your moisturizer when it comes to this look. The first thing when it comes to actually doing your makeup or doing this type of makeup will be starting with your brows. Now, having cleaned your face, because you need to work with a clean base, or a clean face for this look, the first thing would be to do your brows. So you get your brow pomade or your brow gel, whatever it is you're using, or your lash glue. But the emphasis is these products you're using have to be transparent, that they should not leave any color on your face or your brows when you're done. So I've gotten my lash glue now, and I'm just going to press, and I use on my spoolie brush. I'm just going to press the hairs on my skin. So if you notice, I was pressing it upwards. So that way my eyebrows are open. They are open. You can see the regions of sparseness. I can see the regions where I have a bit more hairs on my brows. That is what you are going to do. You are going to ensure that you spread your eyebrows open with your spoolie brush and your brow pomade. So the next thing we're going to do is to apply our foundation on our brows. We're going to apply it lightly on our brows. So I'm just pressing the foundation into my brows. As you can see, it's important for us to be to draw our brows. Now in drawing our brows, we are just going to follow the already existing shape of our brows. So we'll line the top and then go on to line the bottom part. As you can see, and we are going very light hand. We are going very light hand with it. I would always advise that whatever you do to one brow, you do to the other brow almost immediately. Now when you are drawing your brows, you always ensure that after drawing the bottom part of your brows, which is outlining the brows, and then for the top part, you don't start at the beginning of the brow. You shift or tilt your pencil away from the beginning. Okay, so like see where mine started. This is where I started drawing my pencil from, not here. So that's just what we're going for. When we are done with that, we fill in lightly. In essence, the beginning part of the brows light or sparse filling, then the end you apply more pressure. That's just it. So we are not filling the brows in any other direction other than the direction that our hairs naturally grow in. So you are not drawing your brows like this or applying your eyebrow pencil in this direction, but like this. Remember the way we applied our brow pomade to our brows. So we're just doing the same thing. We've done that to this eyebrow. I'm going to do the same thing to the next eyebrow. So having done this now, I'm going to go on to define my brows using my foundation. I'm using my foundation because I am going for a no makeup type of look. The brows are light. We have established that and done that. So we're going to use our foundation. We are not using a concealer because concealer is technically going to be a shade or two shades lighter, and it's going to make your brows to be more pronounced than we would want it to look. When it comes to our brows, I'm going to take my foundation, which I already applied, on the back of my hand, and I'm going to just define the brows, right? Define it lightly. And I'm using this flat brush. You can use an angled brush. I'm going to show you a picture of how an angled brush looks like. I'm going to put a picture on the screen, so you can either use this or use an angled brush. So when trying to draw my brows, I always try to raise or tilt my eyebrows upward before drawing, and you carefully underneath your brows. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other brow. Now you'll notice that because we use a foundation, it is easy to blend. Concealers and foundations, they don't blend the same way because the concealer is always a shade lighter, so it doesn't blend as seamless as a foundation would.
So I'm going over to do the top part of my brow, just cleaning it up with the foundation and trying to go very light-handed with it. Like I said earlier, it is very easy for you to blend in when you're using a foundation. Now I'm going on to do the rest of my face. Here I'm applying my moisturizer lightweight moisturizer because of my skin type all over my face. Now, if you look at the brows are complete and they look very light. So that is what we're going for when it comes to this kind of look. You can even just have your brows done, clean it up, and go out like that. Yes, if you do not want to have any writing on your face like a foundation or a concealer, you can just go like this and you're good to go. Next would be our foundation. You have to go for a foundation that is as close to your skin tone as possible, depending on what part of your body you're trying to match the foundation to, be it your face, your neck, or your chest. You have to go for a foundation that is going to make it look very seamless. That is, it blends very close to your skin tone as possible. Now, once you're done with your foundation, you can either go straight ahead to applying your setting powder, or you can go on to apply your concealer and then go right with your setting powder. Now, this depends on how deep your eye bags may be. Even with foundation, sometimes the foundation is not able to give your eye bags a full coverage, right? And so you want to go in with your concealer to help a little. And with concealer, you are applying it very lightly because you just want that part of your eyes, which is your under eyes, to look brightened, to look like you're awake, not looking as if you have been deprived of sleep, but you want to look awake. So that way it conceals the eye bags, keep your eyes open up. So that's the essence. Now you can see the concealer blended seamlessly into my foundation simply because I applied very little concealer. I wasn't going for a bright under eye because this is a no makeup type of look. Now, using the fluffy brush, I'm going to carefully pack on some setting powder underneath my eye. I am not baking, frying, or boiling anything. I am just packing on some setting powder and brushing it off underneath my eye. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because if I should leave this underneath my eye for too long or pack up the powder using a foam, it is going to be difficult for me to control. With a brush, I can easily take a little quantity of powder and apply on my face, but by the time you use a foam or a beauty blender or any other thing other than a brush, it's difficult for you to control. So you find yourself using more powder than necessary, and we want to go in very light-handedly when it comes to this look.
The next thing we're going to do is to apply our bronzer. We are going to apply our bronzer. Remember, I said that we are not going to contour anything, so don't use a contour if you are going for this type of look. Take your bronzer. Bronzer is always a darker shade, but it's soft. It is not tan, it is soft. I'm going to show the difference between tan and soft on the screen. It is soft. But it just helps to give your face a little bit of a definition without the appearance of a sculpted look. That's just the essence of the bronzer. So we are bronzing in this direction, as seen, from top of my ears down to the end of our zygomatic bone. Always ensure that when bronzing your nose, you take in the bronzer to your eyelid. Apply the bronzer and take it into your eyelid. Then we move over to our overall face powder, applying it carefully all over our face and ensuring that we apply it lightly over the bronze region of our face, since those parts of our face were not.
Please, whatever blush you are going for, ensure that you go in very light-handedly because it is a no makeup look. The essence of the blush is just to give your face a different color, so there's contrast in your face, not for any other purpose. So just going very light-handedly with your blush as seen in this video. Up next will be our mascara. Remember, we are not going for any form of falsies or lashes for this look. So you just have to carefully and gently coat your lashes, your natural lashes, with your mascara. And for your lips, a lip gloss that is nude, pink, or clear will suffice. And the final step would be to spritz your face with your setting spray or water, and that's just it honestly for this video.